Hello, Red Brick Productions here with another LEGO review. Today I have the LEGO Minecraft The Nether Bastion set. The set number is 21185. It has 300 pieces. It's got 4 mobs and 1 player minifigure and 1 build. Without further ado, let's take a look at the build. So for the build, you technically have 3 sections. You have the Bastion on this side, you have a lava lake in the middle, and then 2 biomes on this side of the Warped Forest and the Basalt biome. And so let's take a look at the Bastion side. So right here you have the gilded blackstone. I believe that's what that is supposed to represent. You also have some back there. You have some nether wart growing right here on the soul sand. You have a little bit of the basalt biome right there, a little red mushroom, and you also have one of the newer style of chests. Oh, I think I took the bottom of it with me since there's not really any there's not really any jumpers there, so it's really easy to take that off. But inside the chest, you have some little iron, some netherite, and then under there is some bread, the newer type of bread. So this is a pretty stacked chest, if you ask me. And then over back here, you have another mushroom, some more gilded blackstone, as I pointed out earlier, 2 gold blocks back here, and then like a tower area, and then of course some TNT, which of course is a play feature, and you can press down in the back, and it just explodes. Pretty cool play feature, as all like the TNT play features are always, decently good. I do wish the TNT was the older style where it would stick better because, moving this around can knock the TNT off. You do have a new color for the fire piece, which looks awesome in the blue for the soul fire. And this is the fire where you can have a minifigure stand in it and look like it's on fire. So that's awesome. And that just goes right there. You have some lava flowing right here. The lava lake in the middle, though, is really cool. And I actually really like it because included is a strider. And I'll get into that a little bit more detail in a second. But I love that they have a lot of space for you to actually cross with the strider. Now, some people will be a little bit upset that there is a lot of empty space and you're not getting as much of your value. But I think including this big lava lake is kind of nice. I'm not too upset about it, actually. One more thing I forgot to point out is that there's a little hole in there with some lava in it, which I think is pretty cool because it occurs a lot in Bastions. Over here you have the Warped Forest, or a little chunk of it, not very much. There's a little warped mushroom and a soul torch, which I think looks really cool. And then of course you have the basalt biome, which looks great, and another torch build. I really love how these basalt pillars came out. They look really good, and you can rearrange these however you want. Yeah. I think those look really good. Oh, knocked that one off. You also have the nether gold right there. And then this is where the action feature is to launch it. If the TNT was up there, it kind of fell, as I showed you earlier, easily falls off. But I mean, the build, other than that, is pretty simple. I mean, that's really what you get. So now let's take a look at the figures. So for the first minifigure, this is the player minifigure, and this is the Nether Adventurer. Now, granted, this does look like it could be a Minecraft mob, but it looks really cool. I love the design on the torso. I think that looks really great. You have a netherite sword, which is always good to get. A netherite helmet, which if you remove, it gives you a really cool face. It's kind of like a bug. I actually really like how that turned out. And then, of course, you have the mushroom on a stick there to help guide the strider. But that's really it for this minifigure, other than I love it. I think the colors are great, and it's a really cool exclusive figure. So next we have a piglin, and this just looks awesome. I love getting piglins. We have gotten them before, and yeah, it just looks really great. I love the torso printing. I love the legs with the gold. I think that works really well. The face is just amazing with those ears. Woo, I just really appreciate this figure. I think this looks amazing, and you have a crossbow as an accessory. But that's it for the piglin. Now let's take a look at the next figure. The next figure is also exclusive. This is a piglin brute, and as you can see, it has a different face printing than the piglin because it doesn't have that line over the eye, which looks super good. I love the torso printing, though, with the gold arm. That looks great. You have the axe, and the torso printing just looks really great. And this is an exclusive figure, and it's a really cool one at that. I think this is a great figure to include, especially in the Bastion set. And yeah, that's really it for this figure. Now let's take a look at the next mob. The next buildable figure is a magma cube, which actually looks really good. And this is, I believe, a repeat of a magma cube we've gotten before. But of course, since it's one of the larger ones, you can hop with it, and it does separate into its sections, which looks awesome. And it's just great getting one of these back on the market because I think the last one we got was a while ago. I think it might have been that like Nether minecart one. So yeah, it's great to get another magma cube. But now let's take a look at the best figure in my opinion. This is a Strider, which is an exclusive buildable character in the set. And it came out really well. I love the little side tassels. Though I did see some, oh, it falls over a little bit, but it's okay because when you put it on a stud, it works great. I love the face print, but I have seen some mocks of it where they use like the wool, like a werewolf claws on the side there, which would have been better, but you know, maybe that's a quality control thing. You do have the saddle on the top, which you can remove, but my favorite part is how they got the side-to-side movement, because when a Strider walks, it has a side-to-side movement, and they did that with a really genius building technique, actually, and it just allows you to move the legs side to side, but also front to back. So while the Strider's walking, you can get some really dynamic poses. And this is just such a good buildable figure, and I'm so glad that they finally have it in Lego form. And I'm actually really happy that it came in the set. So without further ado, I think that's all the figures. So now let's take a look at the box and then my final verdict. So here's the box. It's a little hard to see on my screen, but yeah, looks pretty cool. You have the Strider there on the side. Now, if you turn the box around, you just get some of the things that you can do with this set, which there isn't much, but that's still okay. Anyway, now let's take a look at the instructions and then my final verdict. So for the instructions, they are using the new rendered version with the white background, and that's because Lego's switching to like paper and plastic bags, and it's just to make it more aesthetic when you open the box. Personally, I don't really mind it, but a lot of people do. But at the end, you have the set all built up, an ad for all the Minecraft sets in this wave, piece count, and the win. But that's it for the instructions. But underneath the instructions, I do have the leftover pieces. There aren't any exclusive parts, but there is that fishing rod, which is always nice. Or not fishing rod, but you know, used as a fishing pole a lot. But yeah, that's it for the pieces. Now let's take a look at my final verdict. All right, so my final verdict, I would say this is a pretty good set. Now, for $35, I think that's a little much. I would have liked it at $30. But if it was at $30 and it had that $5 off, I think this would have been a really good set. Granted, there aren't many play features. The really only play feature is that you can explode this with some TNT, which is a basic Minecraft play feature. There's a lot of good stuff in this still. I think I might be personally biased because I do really like the Nether sets. I think those are great sets, and Lego needs to make more. But I am really appreciative of what we have here. First off, we got the Piglin Brute. We got a great Piglin here. We got a new Strider, which is awesome. And I love that they included a lot of space for the Strider to actually be able to walk. It would be cool in the future to get like a purple version of the Strider so that it can be off land too. They might not do it, but it's possible because they did do the exploding creeper. So, you know, I don't want to get my hopes up, but maybe it's a possibility. I love the magma cube. This is just a great little figure there. And the minifigure is great. Overall, I think this set has a lot of really good stuff. But really what you see here is what you get. And if you don't like what you see, I would not recommend getting it. It's not like you're missing. I mean, I don't know. If you want it for the Piglin Brute and the Strider, it's probably worth it, you know, to get it. There's a lot of good parts in this set too. But, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good set in my opinion. But I'd love to hear what you guys think about the set in the comments below. And that's all I have for this video. So I'll see you in my next video. Peace out. Bye.